Hey guys, I'm making this video because I initially turned down Mr. Weens when he told me that you guys asked for me to come and speak at the baccalaureate. The reason was my Sundays are busy. You may know that because I'm a pastor. But also I thought I was going to get more of a chance to see you at graduation. As it turns out, I can't make it to graduation, so I'm hoping to actually turn up at the baccalaureate. But anyway, I wanted to leave you with some parting thoughts, even though I'm not getting to speak them publicly. So I thought I'd make a video in order to pass it on to you, and I give you some thoughts on some things that I have had to learn, frankly, the hard way. By the way, you may be able to tell by the birds chirping and the outdoor light and so on. I'm sitting in my backyard in Pawtucket. You guys, by the way, should come down for a baseball game sometime, because half of the Pawtucket Red Sox wind up in Boston, like Leicester, Monday night, no hitter, baby, and also because the seats are like $10 for box seats, so it's a little bit different than Fenway. You guys are, for the most part, going to college. Some of you are going to great colleges. Some of you are going to crummy colleges. Some of you are going somewhere in between. Some of you are not going to college at all. I'm not sure where everybody got into this year. I'm not sure what you guys are going to do as far as financing, but I know if the last couple of years are any measure, it's going to be all over the place. Why did it turn out that way? For some of you, it's naked ambition, and I don't mean ambition while you're naked. I mean that you are ambitious young people, and you have worked your butts off, and you have applied hard, and you have applied high, and you've gone into some great schools. Some of you, it's very little ambition. Some of you, it's disappointment. Some of you hope to get into much better colleges than you got into, or higher tier colleges than you got into. Some of you, few of you, are reaping the fruits of lazy high school years, and I know that because I was your teacher. And some of you are going to schools that you don't really want to go to, and some of you are going to not in college, not going to college this year, and it's through no fault of your own. It's just the way the cookie crumbled this year, and God has something for you through that. What's going to happen once you get to college? Well, a lot of things are going to happen, and you guys are going to deal with college in different ways. Some of you are going to collapse. You are going to collapse because your high school years have been so intensive that you need to collapse. You don't have any more energy left. Some of you are going to work hard. You're going to work steadily. You're going to be goal-oriented. You're going to be, some of you, even driven. You're going to continue to do what you did in high school. You're going to do it even better. Some of you will do just enough to get by. Some of you are going to figure out what I'm about to tell you a little bit about. Some of you are frankly going to fall apart. I'd like for you guys to succeed in the way that God is calling you to do. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple different things that, like I said, it's been hard for me to learn. It's been a long journey. I'm not even 30 yet. You may find that hard to believe. I struggle with the same things that some of you guys do, and specifically you guys who have short attention spans like gerbils. First thing I want to talk to you about really quickly is how to work even when you're bored. And the first thing I want to say about that, how to work even when you're bored out of your skull by what you're working on. Every task or project in your life is an opportunity for you to do good or to do evil. It is an opportunity for you to do good or evil. It doesn't seem like that on the surface. It doesn't seem like chemistry homework is a matter of right and wrong, good and evil, but it is. And the fact is, you're going to be faced in your life and in your work and in your college education and in any training you undergo and in any workplace you enter with a billion boring little tasks, zillions of boring things. Or more specifically, you're going to be faced with tasks that seem boring when you have to do them. They may seem cool in the abstract, but when it comes down to it, it's go time, you have to do it, they're going to bore you out of your skull. They're just going to feel boring, and there's nothing you can do about that. The devil loves boredom. He loves boredom because he knows that it will derail you when more obvious temptations won't do it. Let's say you have a research project due in 2 weeks. You're not going to get up on the first day of that 2 weeks and go, I'm not going to do it. I rebel, I revolt, I'm not doing this project, screw it, I'm done. Here I stand, I can do no other, so help me God. No. Instead, what tends to happen is you get to the point where you really, really, really need to do it, and for some of you that's like the last day before it's due, some of you it's before that, and the very idea bores you to tears. You look at it and you're like, I would rather do anything else in the world than this project. Anything. I would rather find out what's on The View today than do this project. I would rather poke myself in the eye with a pencil than do this project. But you need to know that the problem isn't with the project. All work is potentially deeply boring. All work is, frankly, potentially deeply interesting. Everything can be boring. The interesting thing about almost all work is not the work itself. It's what you do with it. It's how you choose to respond to it. What you do about your boring task is what will shape your life, is what will shape you as a person, and is what will shape the world as we know it. How you respond is what's important. What choices you make at those moments. When you're faced with that choice, do I do this, which I don't want to do, every grain of me is resisting it, or do I not? That's the interesting part. Your life is a story, it's a drama, and it's not made up of stuff that happens to you externally. You may wind up with what seems from the surface, what seems from the outside a very ordinary life. You don't understand right now. The surface doesn't tell you anything. What's interesting, what's amazing about your life is that it is a drama made up of the choices you make to serve God or not to. The choices that you make to serve other people or not to. That story plays out moment by moment, day by day, choice by choice. That's just the way it is. Second thing I want to talk to you about, how to make and do great things. And you guys are all going to go into fields that I don't understand. Some of you guys are going to go into finance, I know that. Some of you into mathematics, which I can pretty much handle remedial 6th grade math. Some of you guys are going to go into hard sciences. You're going to go into all kinds of things that I'm not going to know about. But there are a couple things I want you to bear in mind, whatever field you're going into. First of all, there are right and wrong reasons for working hard and pursuing success. There are right reasons and there are wrong reasons for working hard and pursuing success. There are stupid reasons that are ultimately self-centered. Some of you, and frankly, this is especially for you guys that are Asian, some of you have been told to succeed for the honor of your family or of your parents. And if you don't, you'll be a disgrace or a failure. Now, that doesn't seem like a self-centered reason to succeed on the surface of it, but when you realize that the motivation then becomes fear for yourself, that you will be a shame to your family, that they will look down on you, that they will reject you. And so your God, your motivation becomes the approval of your family. So some of you are working out of fear. You're trying to succeed out of fear. Most of you, because you're mostly Americans, and I've taught you, so I know what you're like, most of you have been told pretty much your whole life that you're good, you're smart, you're worthwhile, you're the best, you're the bomb, you doggone it, people like you, whatever. So work hard for you, okay, because you're what really matters. So love for yourself becomes the real motivation, but again, that comes back to self-centeredness.